the Protein Puppet Show. Name and explain the 4 levels of protein structure and why protein structure is so important. By
Leanne Trosher.
Alyssa Austin.
Jordan Gray.
Good morning, students. Today we are going to be learning the 4 levels of protein structure and why protein structure is important.
Oh, cool.
Proteins have a very complex shape. It's 3-dimensional. Proteins must be folded before they can function.
So if they are not folded, they won't function?
Exactly. There are 4 levels of protein structure. I will now describe the steps of how the chain of amino acids is folded into a protein. First is the primary structure.
What type of bond is in the primary structure?
Good question. A peptide bond. The second level of protein structure is the secondary structure.
Boring.
Shush.
Now, cut it out, you two. This is when you start folding. The amino acid chain becomes folded into coils, also known as a helix, and folds, which looks like this, known as a pleated sheet. The third level of protein structure is called the tertiary structure. This is an example of the tertiary structure. The tertiary structure is when the polypeptide is now folded into its final shape. The bond it uses are all the types of bonds, such as hydrogen bonds, ionic bonds, covalent bonds, van der Waals interactions, and hydrophobic interactions.
How interesting.
Right? Now, finally, is a quaternary structure, which only occurs with 2 or more polypeptide chains. This is an example of the quaternary structure. Finally, we are going to be learning about why protein structure is so important.
Cool.
So finally, why is protein structure so important?
Protein structure is so important because the misfolding of proteins can lead to diseases. Chaperones assist folding of other proteins, and its shape determines its function. This means that when you precipitate a protein, you cannot do anything to change the physical structure. Examples of how a protein gets damaged or denatured are the addition of too much salt or the pH of the solution becomes extremely acidic. This is called denaturation. This is the process of denaturation. And this is the 4 levels of protein structure and why protein structure is so important.
Wow.
Bam.
Awesome.